How's it going, everyone? My name is the Zan Man, coming at you appropriately caffeinated in early February. Today, I will be discussing Poppy's newest album, her seventh LP, Empty Hands. I am a very big fan of Poppy, specifically her newest works. I got into her about 2 years ago. I think the first song that I heard from her was Violence Against Nature with Bad Omens collaboration between the two of them. And it's like, man, I should check out more of her work. Because at the time, too, I was trying to get more into different genres of music and just different artists in general. You know, I can't listen to Cage the Elephant all the time, 24/7. So I was intrigued by what she had to offer, and I, for the most part, liked most of what I heard. I really like I Disagree. I think Negative Spaces, which is the album before this, which has a very similar sound as well, is her best work. I wrote a whole article about my thoughts on Negative Spaces in my Substack, which is linked down below in the description. But I'm not really here to discuss Negative Spaces, as much as I do love that album. I'm here to discuss Empty Hands. This came out January 23rd, so as of the recording of this video, 2 Fridays ago. And I, for the most part, enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I especially like the side A tracks. Public Domain, great opener. Blue Sky, excuse me, I thought was really good as well. And I don't want to say that's as good as Negative Spaces, mainly because side B, it's a bit more rough around the edges, I suppose. But I'll get more into detail about that later.
So before I provide my thoughts and feelings on this album, I actually wanted to show you guys what's included in the vinyl. If you turn this around, this is the back cover photo for the vinyl. I really like the logo that Poppy has for like her new metal era, I guess. I think that's pretty cool. It's very I don't know, pretty intense, I feel like. And something I noticed from the back of the vinyl is warning, life without great music is not cool. Thank you for keeping it live. I think that's a pretty cool thing to include there. And then this is the lyric sheet that's included in the vinyl. Pretty cool. Gives off the same aesthetic as the actual cover picture itself. And then the vinyl itself, I think, is the most exciting component, naturally. So the vinyl, the one that I got at least, is awesome. It's this like wintry blue colors, very frosted. I really like it. I think I like the splattered design that we got going on here. And then you got the same logo there. So this is side A, this is side B, and you got like the black and light blue contrast there for the center.
So after my first listen of Empty Hands, I thought that it was pretty good overall, but the side A tracks were significantly better than the side B. I think my opinion of that mainly stems from how strong the first 2 tracks of Empty Hands are. The Public Domain is this loud, blaring, drum synth dominated track that just gets you amped up, and it just gets you really into the swing of things. It gets you really into the feel of this album, and it just gets you excited to hear what's next. I thought that the production on that track especially was incredible. Like I waited until midnight to listen to this album, and so when I heard Pokemon for the first time, I was like, oh my god, like I was just really excited to hear what was next. It did a great job at getting me pumped up and getting me excited for the rest of the album. I knew that Bruce Guy was the second track, because Bruce Guy has been a single release now for a while, and I was a big fan of that track for a bit now, so I knew what to expect from that. Guardian and Unravel, I did like, but it wasn't as strong. They weren't as strong as Bruce Guy was. I still like them, but it wasn't the same. It didn't match the same energy as Bruce Guy. So now we get into the new tracks that were released when this album came out. Time Will Tell is among one of them, and I think that might honestly be the best song on the entire album. I really liked just how strong vocally it was. I really liked the production. I really liked the guitar and the little riffs, like the little synth riffs throughout the album. It reminded me of like the instrumentals, at least, of like a song that you'd find on a Metroid video game soundtrack. So I was a big fan of that, and just like the rhythm of it, just like the just the just the beat, just how it gets you into it, like I don't know. She was cooking. She was cooking on that one. You know what's funny is I thought Jordan Fish was the guy from Teen Beach Movie. I forget who he plays, but when I first heard the name Jordan Fish, like 2 years ago, when Negative Spaces came out, because he also produced Negative Spaces, I thought, is that the guy from Teen Beach Movie? But no, that guy's name is Jordan Fisher. So, yeah. I don't know. It's like an interesting comparison I made, I suppose. This is Editor Xander. I'm realizing now how terrible my hair looks, so I'll get back to all of you guys after I fix this mess up. Alright, I believe I've fixed my hair, and I'm wearing a more appropriate shirt now. It says I'd rather be at a record store. So yeah, we're talking about it, vinyl, so I might as well wear my record store shirt. Let's continue with this album. Alright, so unfortunately now I have to talk about Eat the Hate. I don't like Eat the Hate. There's some bad lyrics on it. Overall, like, her lyricism is good, and I overall like her lyricism. But Eat the Hate, goddamn, I don't like the lyrics. I'm not going to share them with you guys. I'll spare you the details. But just know that the lyrics in Eat the Hate are not good at all. And it's because of songs like Eat the Hate on Empty Hands that I believe that Negative Spaces is better. I won't say that every song on Negative Spaces is a masterpiece, I think that Pershko, for instance, I wasn't a huge fan of, but like overall the whole package was pretty good, and I enjoyed it overall. I overall enjoyed Empty Hands as well, but just Eat the Hate is it's bad. Empty Hands, I thought, was a bit wishy-washy. I thought it was 50-50, like 50% good, 50% bad. I think just it ends too abruptly. I think it just ends on like kind of an unsatisfying point. And then even like at midnight when I listened to this album, right, I thought, man, like that's it, I don't know. I was kind of unsatisfied with the ending with Empty Hands. So that's what I mean when I say like side B just feels a worse package than side A. But with side B, there are those 2 tracks that I am not personally a fan of. So that's why I feel that way about this album. But I don't want to end this review on a sour note, because overall, I really enjoyed Empty Hands, and I thought that it was a very solid successor to Negative Spaces. As I mentioned, I really enjoyed Blue Sky, Public Domain, Time Will Tell, Guardian, and Unravel. I did say that I didn't think were as good as the 3 first tracks that I mentioned, but they still really hold up. The remaining tracks that I didn't list, like The Wait, Following the Light, Dying to Forget, I did also like those tracks as well. So as a full package, I did enjoy this, but not to the same extent that I liked Negative Spaces. Anyways, that is my review of Poppy's 7th album, Empty Hands. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you for listening to my rambles once more. I appreciate it as always. And I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.